319. 54 Mike. Here we go, here we go. 319.
They'll go with their leading rusher from a season ago. This is Aaron Jones. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10.
Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go.
After the penalty, it's Jones. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Defensively, a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Jones. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Throwing is Rodgers. And a big loss here as he's taken down. D Ford in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, they go play fake. The problem is nobody was faked out.
And when no one's faked out, what's the end result? Quarterback gets hit.
Oh, he's going to go ahead and field it from the 3-yard line. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Here we go.
Garoppolo going to bring the Niners up here 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Safety's creeping. Slam, slam, slam. Greystone travel. Mike, 53. 53. White.
Garoppolo after the fake give to Breida. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Zadarius Smith has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Here we go.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. A first carry for the former Falcon, Tevin Coleman. They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for them.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
Here we go. 180. Check 53's Mike. Down to lose one. Kill. 36. Hey, alert.
He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Delay of game penalty. Ships him back 5 yards, makes it 3rd and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. Open man is Pettis. It's complete. A gain of 22. Well, Pettis is quickly becoming the #1 receiving option for Jimmy Garoppolo. Into last year, John Lynch said that they loved the way he closed the season. Really came on late. Remember, this is a guy that they traded up to get at number 44 back in 2018 out of the University of Washington. Josh Jackson, the former Iowa Hawkeye, made the play defensively. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag. But you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Here we go.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Garoppolo looks to throw. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On 1st down, here's Breida. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11.
Kill. 22 jet bomber. 22 jet bomber.
Now a give, right side. Coleman. And this Green Bay defense making that play look a lot like the previous one. Both tackles behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. We're scoreless after 1. The 49ers with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. They're in the midst of a nice drive, but facing a 3rd and long here. Garoppolo now. And that is incomplete.
That's a good job there creating the contact to force the incompletion. And now since it's 4th down, that should set up a field goal situation.
And a nice sigh of relief defensively to be able to hold them to 3. And his kick is right there. It's good. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. So still no touchdowns in the first half, but we do have some action on the scoreboard with the field goal.
So maybe now the mentality changes in this game because anytime you can get to the red zone, and if you don't come away with 6 points, you feel like it's a disappointment. In a game like this one, being able to kick field goals means you're right there, and then you're just looking for that big break to take you over the top.
Let's go! Let's go!
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a third down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. 13 yards, first down, Packers.
A gain of 13 yards. First down, Green Bay.
Hey, no. 319. Right there. What we got?
Now a first down carry by Jones.
Watch out.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
Over.
On 2nd and 9, Rodgers throwing the out route incomplete. It's Adams. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
A gain of 7 yards.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you're wanting to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Trying to get it to Adams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Quan Alexander. And he'll actually lose 6 yards on the return, but I don't think they care. They've got the football back.
Brandon, this is a veteran quarterback back there. He should know better than to make a throw like this. This is definitely not his best ball, and I think he knew this was trouble the second it was leaving his hand.
Hey, alert!
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
Here we go.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
21. Pilot, 64. Reach. You got me ready. Hey, gun. Kill.
Garoppolo. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down. Kenny Clark able to record his 5th sack of the season. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes triple-teamed. How about him working his way back and putting the big guy on the ground?
Well, that last sack, it puts Garoppolo and the 49ers in a tough spot. They face a 3rd and long.
I got you. 65. Stay hot.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. Deep ball for Goodwin. This is caught at the 20. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper, right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half, 10-0 our score. All right, coming up at intermission. Charles, you want to wait to enhance your Saturday?
I certainly do.
I've got just a thing for you. It's the coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll be alongside at half to take us through the weekend in the NFL. On second down, it's Jones. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Rodgers. Forced out to his left. Now he'll square up. And the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. They chalked that one up as a gain of 34 on third down.
Ready?
To throw is Rodgers. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that's going to make it 2nd and 14. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 22-yard line. Rodgers now, after the pick on the last drive, 3 for 3 to start this drive. It's 1st and 10. Open here is Allison. That's complete. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. The loss of 3 on that first down pass play, now 2nd and 13. Rodgers to throw once more. Got a man. That's Allison. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The Packers on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Go, go. 56, right there, 56. Hey, that's good. Shoot. Come on.
Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. And this is going to be intercepted. Able to get there and pick it.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here we go.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8.
Hey, come on.
On play action, now Garoppolo. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The intended receiver, Marquise Goodwin. And it's 3rd down.
Kevin King there defensively.
Here we go.
The Niners on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. To throw is Garoppolo. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. To punt it away on 4th down, here's Drew Kaiser. Trevor Davis, deep for Green Bay. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. This is taken at the 15. Now a hit and a loose football. So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one good for 33 and a first.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Give the sack to Blake Martinez.
Hindsight is 20/20, partner. Maybe they should have kept it on the ground again.
Well, it almost looked like the O-line was run blocking again. I mean, they opened up a big hole last time. This time they opened up a hole, and the quarterback got sacked. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Now Garoppolo. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Touchdown, 49ers. Dante Pettis. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
You gonna see me in your nightmare. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Again, it's Jones. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
But these guys are going to chop into that deficit. They got to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, 626.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. He's got Adams on the hookup. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
Blue 58. Check. Watch 54. Watch the run.
On 1st down. It's Jones, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and 11 now. Rodgers looking deep for Adams, and that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, You'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
Now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And he fires one that's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line. So they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys, let's go. Come on, capitalize on this one.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
It's a gain of 7, and they're going to face a 3rd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
Rodgers now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they'll try the jet sweep here. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. Now on 2nd and 13. Rodgers. Quick hitter here. It's complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd.
Here we go. Hey, 88.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he gets the 1st down yardage he needs before he's brought down at the 6. So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And he gets him a little bit closer. He takes it from the 6 inside the 5 to the 4. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. The San Francisco defense trying to hold tough again. This is 3rd and goal. Here's Jones. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. Disaster there, resulting in a loss of 7 on 3rd down.
This defense continues to be good on 3rd down. I mean, they haven't allowed a touchdown. Offensively, are you saying, let's go for this, let's try to get it in the end zone?
I don't know about that because of what you just described. They've been so good, and they don't give up the big play that you would expect in downs 1 through 3. Why should 4th down be any different? You might want to go ahead and kick the field goal and see if you can figure out something else as this game moves on.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And he's into the clear. 30, 10, and they will score. It's a 49er touchdown. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken about 7 yards deep.
The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Under 4 to go now as they come up on 2nd down. Now Rodgers to throw again. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 47. They'll run it with Jones. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way down to the 7-yard line. A big play there. Rodgers to Adams. 41 yards. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Throwing is Rodgers. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. DeForest Buckner in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, and now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. This is Jones. Oh, and they had him stopped short of the 1st, but a penalty marker down. And that looked like a clear face mask to me. So the ball's moved to about the 1 after the penalty, 1st and goal. Got a man open, it's Adams. Touchdown, Green Bay. Davante Adams with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Rodgers going to throw. And he'll find his way in for two. And we're back to a two-score game. The lead's cut to 16. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. Now a hit and a loose football. And they are going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. And careless with a football there on the kick return.
And one thing I love about going to practices is trying to get around coaches and hear their catchphrases and what they really emphasize. We haven't been to a single one yet this year where a guy fielding a kick, you don't hear, tuck it away, tuck it away, tuck it away. And this time, they turned it over.
Ball security eluded him. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard.
Hey, check 26.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Rodgers, and he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Marquez Valdez-Scantling, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to pull a bit closer. So the touchdown was big. This almost equally big as he'll try to get it to a one-score game with a 2-point conversion. Rodgers now to throw. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. A run on 1st down, but it's not going to get them much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
At the 26-yard line.
So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here.
Check 37, check 37. 6. Mike 50. Recon, 132 fighter.
To throw is Garoppolo. On the screen, this is Coleman. Now a loose football. Coleman lost it, and the Packers pick it up.
Well, that's one of those mistakes. That's a fumble that when they get to the sidelines, I know you're mad, Coach, but look, we've still got this locked down, but that's not necessarily true, is it?
Well, their hopes are slim, but you just hate to give them any hope. You could have sealed it right there.
Yeah, could have finished them off and taken away all hope, as we like to say.
Caught on the right side by Adams. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Now it's Rodgers. And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Here's Rodgers. And that one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football here. Nearly a 4th pick. And it's 3rd down. The Packers on 3rd down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through, and the drive will wind up yielding 3. So a little under 50 seconds to go. Plenty of time if they can get this onside kick. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. And this this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Look at me, zipper.
A pitch out to Breida. He's got the first down inside the 10. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Niners are able to stretch their lead. No problem there on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14.
17.
Brown now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder. It puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Tried to go for the big one there on 2nd down. Now they're likely down to their final 2 plays.
And you know they've got to keep going for the big shot, right? So defensively, you play what they call top down. Nothing behind you. Make everything get completed in front.
And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Mike 56. Mike 56. Hey, wahoo.
And again, it's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Adams. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Rodgers again now. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. Again, he was looking for Devontae Adams, and it's 3rd down. And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And Adams has it, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. So the victory here for San Francisco. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
So you get the sense that whatever was said at halftime obviously hit home. I think it's a little bit more than that, though.